what's up, Springfield? We are excited to share with you season 2 of Springfield Stories. Season 1 was amazing, and we were able to hear and share the stories and the journey of our neighbors right here in our community. Season 2, we have more great stories for you to hear, because we all have a story. We all have an authentic story and a journey, and when we share those stories, it increases our capacity to show compassion, bring unity, and even encourage one another here in our community. So check out this story from one of your neighbors. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Springfield Stories. We have a great guest today, man. So share your name.
Jaivian Norman.
Jaivian, Mr. Norman, man. So how's life, man?
Life's good, you know. Blessings from God to put me in a position where I'm at right now. I've always prayed on it my whole life, you know. I just worked for it. I've wanted it my whole life, and I'm here right now, but I'm not finished.
Yeah. So tell us, man, how old are you?
18.
18. So, man, were you born and raised here in Springfield?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So tell me, man, what's your family dynamic like?
You know, big family, but 5 brothers. No, 4 brothers, 2 sisters, you know. Always grew up in both parents of my household, raised by a great father and a loving mother, you know. That just wanted the best for me and my brothers. And just holding me to the standard that they know I should be held at to be a successful black man.
Yeah. So, man, let's deal with that. You got 4 brothers,
Yep.
2 sisters.
Yeah.
Are you where do you fall in the midst of all that?
Second oldest.
Second oldest.
Out of all of them.
So what was that like, man? Like, were y'all always raised in the same
Yeah.
house, man? So, you know, what was that dynamic like, man? Are y'all close? Do you lots of fights, or that's lots of big family?
It's not a lot of fighting between the brothers like you would think, but, you know, it's a lot of competition with Madden. You know, anything we do is just comp. It can be running up the stairs, pulling each other down, trying to get up there first. And with my sisters, you know, laid back, nice. TikTok, they do TikToks. They always put me on the TikTok dances and stuff. But there's actually 2 more children that live with us. They're my little cousins. But some problems with their mother has caused them to have to come live with us. Like 2 and 4, great little kids, and they bring a lot of joy to our house. You know, they spark energy around there. It's more quiet when they're not around there, though.
Yeah, man. 2-year-olds, they have a way of doing that.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter's 2, and you can tell when she's in the house.
Right.
Like she makes her presence known when she is in the house. I thought you said they're your cousins, man. I thought you were about to say, man, they was your brother or sister. I was about to say,
Nah.
man, y'all just keep growing, bro. Like,
Right.
you keep growing. So what was that, you know, what was growing up, you know, your education, like what was the big thing with your mother and father, something that they instilled in y'all?
Well, like I said, they just wanted the best with us. They sent us to a private school, Catholic Central, for like our first couple years of school, but it just wasn't great. You know, it was a whole lot different with like me being one of the only black kids in my grade, like 3 out of 400. It just didn't make me feel at home. But it was a great school, great education. And then I ended up going to Snow Hill, and I finished out my elementary there. Then I went to Roosevelt for middle school with Mr. Tim Elliott. Mm-hmm. Him, favorite, one of my favorite dudes. And now I just finished high school. I graduated early, and I enrolled at EMU for the winter.
Wow, congrats, man.
Appreciate it.
Congrats on that, man. You know, we get to the graduation and where you do it now, man. But, you know, back up for a minute, like, because it's something I think is not talked about, man, especially in the African American community. You know, how did you feel being like when you're going to school and you look around and like, yo, I really am the only black guy?
Well, it could just,
you know, did you feel like you had to compromise? Could you really be yourself, or what was that space like for you?
Just like what I can remember, kindergarten through 4th, you know, it just was different. It wasn't really a vibe. I was just like, we'd be at recess, I'm over here dribbling the ball or something, and they would be over there playing soccer. Just a whole lot difference, and I'm just looking around like, I'm just the only black kid right now in this class. I'm just not getting that connection between the other students. Not anything's wrong with it, but it's just not how I want it. So I just decided to go to school with my football friends for my football team, And then after that, I just loved school. So I think that was a big part of helping me be successful in school.
Once you found that connection,
Yeah.
that community,
Yeah,
then school was
Right.
excited for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about your brothers and sisters, man? What was their schooling education like?
They went to school with me. Every time we moved schools, they came with me. And just having a younger brother, 1 grade lower than me, we will always be with each other. Going to middle school with each other. His 1 year at high school, then he'll come in with me in high school. And growing up with him, I would just always see him around the school and the building.
Yeah. So what were you? If we had to go back and ask your principals and teachers, what would they say? What's your character like in school? You a rowdy one? You a quiet one?
I'm like the quiet leader.
Got you.
Everybody just looks at me and just says, I can tell you're not a follower, but I just don't know how to be a follower because I just got my own vibe. I just want to be my own self, and I just don't believe in following the next dude.
Yeah. Where do you think that come from?
My dad. My dad. I got one older brother, but he's a diabetic, and he would be in the hospital a lot growing up, so I would have to be the older brother at that little just moment with my younger siblings when their parents are at the hospital with him for a couple nights, and we're staying at grandma's. So I just had to step up in some moments of my life early.
Mm-hmm. And that just built that leadership,
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Being a leader and being your own and doing you, not following the crowd. I commend you on that, man. So you got middle school, move it up to high school, and we get into the sports, but what was high school like for you, man, and the challenges that, you faced during that time?
High school was like the most challenging, like going into high school, because that's when my dad had went into prison for 5 years. So, my mom, she's working 2 jobs, the hospitals. She picked up another job because she got to support 5 kids plus my 2 little cousins in a house. And trying to provide for everybody, make sure they got what they want, Christmas, holidays, that was the hardest times. I'd had to bring myself together for my family and my dad. And I went out and got a job my first year of high school at Lee's to have some money to take some weight off my mom's shoulder so she ain't got to worry about my needs, just to focus on my diabetic brother and my younger siblings. And yeah, that was probably the most hardest times of my life is freshman year.
Really?
And then it just eased out. It got easier every year after that.
Yeah. So when your father went to prison, how did that play on you mentally? Like how did that, what was how did you process that?
For some reason I felt soft not having like a man in the household. I'm just with my mom. Say you could go outside. I'm a grown man for 1 month. Like as a freshman, we're playing football outside with my little cousins. A man just comes by. I don't know if he was off drugs or not, but something wasn't right with him. And he just starts yelling at us, like tweaking, just picking with my little cousin. He's a heavier set dude, calling him names. And we like 15. I'm like, bro, what's your problem? And I just looked bro in his eyes. I could tell bro wasn't right in his head. And out of nowhere, like these other grown men came out of nowhere, and then just like I was just wondering, like my father's like not going to be here for 5 years to do nothing for me. Like it was just a terrible feeling, honestly.
Yeah, it's like what do I do at that
Right.
at that moment, because you had him in the household up until
my whole life until like my middle school, like when I'm growing to where you're noticing things at a certain age, you're noticing things, and I'm like, my father's not here.
Yeah. Do you so where did you who did you turn to or at that time to kind of help guide you for that time while your father was gone?
I had a lot of people that I could turn to and guide me. My uncle Brent Upshaw, he's a great dude, great family man. You got Coach Doug Maurice, Conley Smoot, my pastor, Elder Irvin. These is all guys, men you could talk to when you're feeling down and you just got questions about life. I could always go to them for a gentleman whenever and ask them some questions if I need it.
Yeah. So now bring us into the sports. So now, man, you know, you're athlete. What got you started in the sports?
4 brothers. We will always be outside playing sports. I grew up into baseball. My mom loved baseball. She would work at the baseball field when we were younger, down there at down the street, not Dayton Avenue, but it's like close. Dayton Avenue. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Dayton Avenue. We grew up down there. She was a baseball mom, but my dad loved football, so that's automatically 2 sports I'm playing right there. And watching some of the greats like Ray Lewis, my favorite, Barry Sanders, my favorite athletes that I grew up watching, and I was always inspired by them.
What is it about them, man, that inspires you? Like,
well, what I seen from them, they're great people. Like Barry Sanders, he was a great family man. He loved his parents, and he just, where he came from, he knew that he had to get out to provide for his family. And, you know, most of these greats grew up from bad backgrounds, so they was always trying to get out of it. And I feel like I can relate. I just don't want to be down here for my life. I just feel like it's bigger than that.
Yeah. Definitely. It definitely is. So out of you, baseball, football, those are the only 2? Or do you do basketball?
Nah,
you do track?
Nah, just baseball and football.
Which one out of the 2 you enjoy the most? Which would be your preference? Like,
well, I enjoy baseball the most because it's better on the body. You're not getting hit every play. It's more relaxed. But football is where it's at for me. I don't know why, but I just could never leave football alone. I just previously stopped playing baseball. Sophomore year, I broke my wrist, and I talked to my dad, and he just thought it was a better idea to just get in the weight room and focus on football.
Yeah. So bring us into, you know, this high school year, man, with sports, man. Describe, you know, because you transition on to college now. So what was high school like for you, man, and the success you had in sports?
High school was great. It was a great experience, you know, with some friends. But at the same time, it was some down moments. But with great things come bad things, I feel like. And it was overall good for me. I learned a couple lessons, you know, made a couple mistakes, and I had success. But that's what life is, really.
Yeah. What were some of the challenges, the downfalls, man?
Challenges, waking up for school, getting there on time, almost 6 every morning, you know.
Oh, you gotta be at school at 6 o'clock?
Waking up at 6, trying to get there before 7,
sheesh.
Yeah. And just knowing you got to stay on top of your grades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is tough. You know, do you feel like, man, that I'm saying how worded, was education, like the academic part of it, was that really big for you? Like, yo, I have to stay on top of this, or because, you know, sometimes, man, you know, athletes kind of get a bad rap that, you know, it's just all about sports. You know, they don't really care too much about academics, but that's not everybody. You know, you can't put everybody in that category. There are some that really cares about their grades and really want to succeed in that, man. So what was your vibe like with that?
It was just like a little. I could hear my grandpa's voice, like in the back of my head. He always tell me, like, no matter how fast, strong, or good you are on the field, nobody wants a dummy. And I just remember that every time I would like step into class for some reason, or going to football practice, and, you know, I got homework in my book bag, and I done skipped school, and I done went to football practice, and I would just feel down on myself, like, you got to you're a student, then an athlete. That's what you are first. And
you should say that line. What your grandpa say? No matter how
fast, strong, or good you are on the field, nobody wants a dummy.
Hey, man, we should get a T-shirt with that. What's your grandpa's name?
It was Roland.
Yeah. We should get a T-shirt like. Hey, man, you should get one for all the athletes, man. Y'all should wear that while you're warming up. No matter how strong or fast, nobody wants a dummy. Hey, that's, you know. Hey, grandpas have a way, man. I never met my grandfathers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that, you know, experience, man, off of sayings and stuff, man. But just through other people, grandfathers have a way of saying stuff, man, that sticks with you, you know. And evidently it did, because if you could think about that now, you know, it helped you in making sure you stay on top of your grades and stuff, man, you know. So so what's next, man? I mean, you graduated early. So now what you doing? What's next?
It's just another journey. It's just like, I feel like the next level, you know, gets harder. Like everything, like a video game, the next level should get harder. But the next step for me is probably go up there, keep my head down, get a good rep for myself, stay on top of my grades, and stay. I want to go there the whole 4 years and get my degree.
Where are you going again?
Eastern Michigan University.
Got you.
Yep. But I'm going up there for construction management.
Huh.
Yeah, I want to like learn everything that comes with houses, because I just feel like there's so many houses around the world. If you go around Springfield, there's so many houses that could be fixed up. I feel like that's where the money would be at if I could just come back here, you know, if that's part of my plan after football, you feel me, and just start a little business.
Yeah, okay, so two things, man. So two things. So one, you know, construction I think is dope, you know, to get into. Man, have you always had that passion? Or is it just something like just looking around Springfield, you're just like, yo, man, I think I could develop it, or something's always been there?
It really hasn't never been there for me. It just went like this for me. Like, the older I got, I just became realistic with myself. Like, when I was younger, I told myself I was going to go pro, but then chances are slight still. And then, like, they always say, what's after football? So I wanted to be a dentist, and I'm like, I'm not sure about that. And then I had a talk with my grandpa, my other grandpa. They call him Tony Beasley, my mom's dad. And he does like a electrician for houses. And he says, you know, a good, nice little living. And I was just thinking houses. And I like to fix stuff and clean. Growing up with my mom, she was making you do your chores, you know, can you come fix this? I was good at it, so I'm just thinking like, they say mix what you're good at and what you like, and then you got what your career, and that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Now, so are you going down there on a football scholarship or
full ride scholarship?
Football scholarship. You excited about that, man?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Wow. What's the training process like, man? Because this is going from high school to college, man. So, what is your training process?
It's a job now. That's just the only difference. Is it's a job, and it's the coaches, they got a family to feed, and if they're not getting the job done, they gonna get him out of there. Just, I feel like if you're not getting your job done, they would get me out of there. So I'm just feeling it's a job.
Yeah. You feel any pressure?
No.
Okay.
No. Just do what I do, really.
Yeah. So now, you know, you say, man, you come back, you want to, you know, start your own business or something like that, man. So being an entrepreneur, is that something, man, that you always had a desire to?
Yes, sir. I just never liked working for anybody else or being on anybody else's time. And I just feel like this would be a great career for me, you know, having all the brothers I do. I feel like one day maybe they can come work with me and we can expand as a brother, something like that.
Man, you know that's dope, man. That's dope. And two thoughts that came, man. One is a serious thought, one is a funny thought. But I'll go with the serious thought first. Do you think it's a bad, I know young people get a bad rap, some of them, when they say stuff like, man, I just don't want to work for somebody else. You know, like I always want to be on my own time and kind of do my own. And then you get those, you know, who feel like, you know, just different emotions, you know, reactions to that. But do you think that's a bad thing, man? That you have a desire for young people that I want to work, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to do my own thing and kind of start my own business. And why do you think young people get bad raps about that?
Probably social media, you know, they're getting on there seeing stuff. You know, they're like 17 or 18, and I feel like I should be here in life making millions, $100,000, you know. But you're not. It's steps to life. And, you know, maybe right now I feel like I shouldn't work. I don't like working for anybody else, but I know I would have to. It's just a step for me. But I'm talking about later on in life, I just really don't. I want to be on my time, you know, as an older man with knowledge. That's what I want to be.
I think it's valid. You just said there's steps to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like your end goal is to eventually work for yourself, but understanding that a part of that journey may be I have to work for somebody else. I have to, do that until I get to my ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. The other funny thought, man, and this is just funny. This is how my mind go, man. It's probably corny, but it's funny, dude. You mentioned construction and you mentioned brothers, and I immediately thought of the movie Norbit.
The big strong.
Yeah, man. And I don't know why.
I do got a sister though.
Hey, you know what we should do? Hey, chat, man, you should, when I mentioned this part, Norbit, man, we should have a clip of the pictures, man, and of Norbit and throw that in this part. And you got, man, I don't know why that image, man, this when you said brothers and construction and starting the company and stuff. That's what. Oh man, that made me laugh, man. But that's what's up, man. I'm glad that you have. You're looking at the back end of it. Like what's after football. And let me start on that process because I can still play football,
right.
But let me look at that back end because I know some athletes, man, they don't look at that back end until they can't play,
right?
And then it's like, oh man, like what am I going to do? I remember we did a story with D. Miller. A while back, and he was just sharing his journey in football. Great athlete, but had a lot of challenges and ups and downs. And it's not. Sometimes you can have this mind, but life can present something different. So it's kind of like, what's after that? You know what I'm saying? If I get injured, what am I gonna fall on? After that, man. So I'm glad that you're already thinking about that. So that way you're a step ahead, man. So growing up in Springfield, man, as we wrap it up, man, what do you see in this city, man? What do you like about it? What do you want to see different, change, as a young man growing up in Springfield?
Well, I'll start off with the good things first. One thing I like about the field is that they will come together for something positive. With the state game, we all came together, riding down Limestone. You got all types of people out there, whether black or white, Chinese. We just all come together as one for the better cause, and that's what I like. But one thing I don't like is the gun violence, and I just feel like the music industry got a big thing to do with the young because they're influenced to do this type of stuff with the guns, and like as my opinion is like, why are you 14 with a gun? Like you don't need that. You could be somewhere doing something totally positive, pick up a basketball or football. Or go just like play the video games or something like that at your mom's house, but you ain't really got to be out here in the streets.
Yeah. What do you think something we could do, man, to help with the gun violence as a community?
Well, it starts with the parents. It's how you raise your kids, and some people opinion on that might be different, but it is how you raise your kids to be as a mother or as a father. If you're growing up in a house without your father. And it's just a mother raising you, chances are that kid, as a young man, not going to listen to his mother and going to be out here doing something he ain't got no reason to do. But one thing that can help, the fathers, stay out of trouble. Just, stay out of trouble, to be there for your seed, to lead them. And I think you'll see a change down here.
Yeah. Do you have friends, man? You ain't got to say who, but do you have friends that gravitate to that gun violence?
Nah, I'm not gonna surround myself around that. Really, I'm a loner. If I ain't around like my family or close friends, I'm shy. You feel me? So I'm not trying to be around that type of energy.
Yeah, that's what's up. So man, what would be your one hope as we wrap up, man? Your one, other than construction and fixing houses, man, is there any other dreams or aspirations you have, for Springfield and you coming back to help grow this city?
It's a good question, man. One dream. Can you ask me one more time?
Yeah. So what is there a dream or aspiration you have, man, that you want to be a part of to help this city grow? Like, you said start a business, do a construct fixing houses, but there's something else, man. Like, would you want to be a coach? Would you want to start a youth program? Would you want to, be a mayor? You could be the mayor of the city.
I probably want to be a coach or start a program, something like Chad, that bring some young men together, teach them some new skills. Like when I came here, you wouldn't even know I'm into orchestra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I met Chad through that, and it was a program I did freshman year, and I was interested. But
what did you play?
The viola.
Man, do we have a viola? We don't have one here, do we? Dang. What got you into music? Playing that? Are we still good on time? Are we still good? So what got you into music?
In elementary, when I was in elementary, they had told us you're gonna do band, choir, or you're gonna do orchestra. And I just heard this song, The Pink Panther, da-dun, da-dun, and they was this lady played Miss Adams. She played the whole song going in, and I'm like, that's what I want to do, just to go learn how to do that. That's interesting.
The viola, wow. So do you still play now?
Yeah, all 4 years of high school, 2 years in middle school, and then I started in 5th grade at Snow Hill.
Really? That's nice. But any other instruments you play, or
nah,
want to learn to play, or
I low-key want to learn to play the piano.
Really?
Play some John Legend.
John.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite music artist?
Rap wise, it's probably Moneybagg, but R&B, I like some R&B, some slow jam sometimes, because I just don't want all rap. I'll listen to John Legend sometimes.
John Legend, nice, man. Any other genres of music?
I'm not big on country, but I like.
Oh, come on, man, country is good.
Some songs my mama be playing for sometimes Tennessee Whiskey. Yeah, I always like that song for some reason. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Pete, we got a piano here. Have you ever played? You ain't never played the piano before?
Never. I probably want to learn some parts.
Hey, I'm a musician, man. I always go for music, man. I did sport. I think the only sport I played was basketball. Mm-hmm. Me and my brother was basketball and football. I played pee-wee football. I got hit, and I got too mad, and I said, football's not for me. It's not for me.
What pee-wee team?
I think it was the Bears or something like that. Yeah, dude, it was. I was young, man. I got hit, man, and I'm like, you crazy, dude. I was like, you're not about to just keep hitting me. Yeah. And no, that's not happening. Right. So let me go to basketball, man, where I get fouls called and I can, shoot or something like that. So I went to basketball. But music was my thing, man. So that's an interesting fact, man. Because he said most people look at the sports side, and I didn't even know, man, that you do music stuff, man. We got a piano here. We're gonna play. I'll teach you a chord or something, so we can play something, man. Mm-hmm. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming. Any other interesting facts, man? We need to know about?
Nah, I'm just regular outside of sports. I like video games a lot.
What's your favorite game?
Call of Duty. Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Some 2K maybe.
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Well, appreciate you coming, man. It's nice getting to learn and about you, man, and really, pray that you have a bright future, man, and that, your next journey in life, man, that the Lord will be with you and you'll do great things and come back to do some construction for these houses and stuff, man. So appreciate you, man. Let's play piano. I'm gonna teach you something.
Yeah.
Put your thumb on the C right there, right hand. Put your 3 on E. And put this one on G. You gotta stretch your hands, man. Stretch your hand. We call it a C major. There you go. Do it again. So we're gonna go C. Straight. Yep. And then you're gonna take it up. D. There you go. Good job. And then go back to C. There you go. Go up. Yep. Back up. Go Yeah, stretch your hands, man. We good. One more time. You good though. Now you can play with your left hand, but
yep.
you can do it with the left.
This would be.
So that'd be walking backwards. Boom. Yep. 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 There you go. Yep. There you go.
Hold on, can we scoot down a little bit? I gotta use my right, but it's.
Use your right.
Man, my wrist is.
You good. You good. All right. We gonna do it. See? There we go. Big off, see? Yep. There you go. Good job.
We going this way or
This way. Yep. You got it. Yep. That's a nice chord. Go up. Yep. Get back. Up. Yep. Yep. Good. There you go. Keep going. Go to the next one. Yep. Good job, man. That's 2 chords, bro.
So it's these 3 right here.
1, 3, 5. So you can practice that, man. That's the C major. C major. Start find your C. Yeah, you good. When you find your C, walk with 3. My man. Then back. Two chords, man. Now you can say, man, you know, at least you play, you know, 2 chords. You know, a C major. If you find a C, put that thumb on there, and then just count up 3, 5, and that's your C major chord. Good deal?
Yeah.
We'll pick it up next episode.
Yeah.